Hey guys, Roberto here from the Real FIFA HD with a new series and our first series on this channel with Tottenham Hotspur Career Mode. And my name is Roberto, and my friend Amin will be doing the Ultimate Team Road to Glory on this channel as well. So let's get right into the career mode. Here you go at the beginning. We're just going to start off by putting on world class, 5 minutes, and making sure we start the Champions League. Even though Tottenham are not in the Champions League, I'm pretty sure you can still play. I'm pretty sure that enables EuroLeague games as well. So we'll get right into that and make sure we download the latest roster so we don't get any potential. Sometimes you get really stupid potentials if you use the other update. But here we go. Cutting to our name, we're gonna put Real FIFA, and kind of corny name, but I decided to go with it because of the channel. So quickly, what I wanted to talk about this channel is I just started this. We just bought a Pog. HD PVR2 Gaming Edition. So me and Amin were just like, okay, let's just start a YouTube channel with FIFA because we both play FIFA. We're both pretty avid FIFA players. So we started this channel, and basically what I'm going to be doing is a career mode and maybe an Ultimate Team video or two every couple of weeks. And Amin will be doing a Ultimate Team Road to Glory. And every Friday we'll upload a 1-Star Friday video, which is basically going to be me versus Amin on a head-to-head game with each one of us using 1-star or lower teams. And as you can see here, we're just going through the roster of our Tottenham team. I didn't really when I looked at this, I didn't really like the formation and the positions of some of the players. They had Bale playing on right wing and stuff. So ultimately, I ended up changing the formation to a 4-4-2 diamond wide, basically a 4-1-2-1-2, but they just didn't want to put 4-1-2-1-2 on the formations for some reason. And we're gonna go ahead. I was looking at Gylfi Sigurdsson or Gifley. I'm not sure if it's Gylfi or Gifley, but I've been wanting to see how good he gets on a career mode. So, and I've also been wanting to see how good Bale gets, because I've used Bale before, but I bought him in like year 3 or 4, so I haven't really known how good he will get if I played the games from the start. So I've been wanting to see how good Bale and Gylfi get. Gylfi is someone I really like. I like his shooting, and his free kicking is just amazing. I love having someone on just that one player on a team with that can maybe put away a free kick or two. But still looking through the roster here, we got Dembele, who I ultimately didn't end up playing in the starting 11. I decided against it because we had Bale, that was in the latest update, able to play center attacking mid, so that was definitely going to be who I was going to play on center attacking mid. And then I went with Defoe and Adebayor on striker, and left mid Gylfi, right mid Lennon, defensive mid I believe was Sandro, because I wanted to see as well how good he gets. Also guys, I don't use the websites like SoFIFA and whatnot to see the potentials, so it's not going to be me just buying players because I know their potential. I'm going to buy players who I think their potentials will be good, and I think that will get good. So, yeah, here we go. We're going to go right into trying to buy some players. I think for the next couple of minutes here, we're going to be looking at center backs and strikers, because I didn't really like Dawson. I was okay with Vertonghen, but Dawson kind of bothered me there on the defense. So I ultimately went to go. I think my short list was filled with defensemen after looking through this. I believe I had at least 10, and then a few strikers in there. There are a couple of there are a couple of center backs that really caught my eye. Dante, I wanted to get because of how much of a beast he is in Ultimate Team, but couldn't get him because he was apparently at the club since 2013, which I doubt, because I don't think he's been out there since 2013. I think he was a summer transfer over to Bayern, but nevertheless, Agger, who I've used because I've done a Liverpool career mode before, and I really like the way he plays. So far we have what's his face? I don't remember the first name. And Agger, and then we go Varane there because he looks like a complete beast on this game. Oh, the 19 and 81 overall, you can't go wrong with that. I wanted to buy him, but he's extremely expensive for the budget I have here at Spurs. $27 million and 170,000 dollars for wage budget. I went here and I submitted an offer for Subotic. Ultimately, I ended up getting rid of. Well, I wanted to get rid of Dawson because, and the only way I didn't want to really sell him I kind of thought of the idea that I would just include him in a player deal. So that's what I end up doing whenever I go for... Most of the transfers in this career mode will be a player deal with some money and a player, because I feel like just doing a full money deal, unless it's less than 5 million, is kind of like taking a major amount of your budget. So I also inquired for Lon Koscielny and Angelo Ogbonna, because Ogbonna is a beast on Ultimate Team, and Koscielny seems to score a lot of headers on Ultimate Team as well. And that was it for defensemen, and then we moved on to attackers that were less than 85 overall, because I'm not going to be going for the Messis and Agueros and whatnot. So, I looked at Benzema. I was thinking about maybe getting him. I might have been able to get him if I used my entire transfer budget for him, but then I ultimately decided against it. Also saw Neymar there. Could have gotten him if I put in Defoe for a deal. Put an offer for Mandzukic because I'm Croatian and he's Croatian. Me and him are bros. So, but unfortunately he just recently got transferred to Bayern Munich, so I was not able to put in a deal for him. Also looked at Edin Dzeko, but ultimately figured out he was too slow. Looked at Llorente here because of the ultimate strength and heading he has on Ultimate Team. Took a quick look at Chicharito, but I know how good Chicharito gets. I don't know his potential, but I've done a Manchester United career mode before, and I know he gets to around 85 when he peaks. I also looked at Torres here. I ended up inquiring about him at the end, but his stats are just awful in this new update. His pace is below 80. He's just not very good anymore. Also looked at Seydou Doumbia, who I also looked at Jackson Martinez as well, but those guys were just guys that were really never going to end up on our team. And what ended up happening with Jackson Martinez is I inquired about him, because I didn't know that he just recently joined Porto. So I inquired about him. It didn't say he recently joined. It said that he has something special, so I figured that he just joined a while ago. And then I inquired about him, and he was one of the guys I was kind of like leaning on to maybe get, and because he's really good on Ultimate Team. I tend to bring up Ultimate Team a lot because I've played a fair share of Ultimate Team and a fair share of career mode, so it's kind of both. So I also looked at MNEK, but his stats have been nerfed in this new update as well. And here we look at we get completely raped with emails. Here we got like 10 rescheduled matches. So they want us to win the league title, win the Capital One Cup or the Domestic Cup. They also wanted us to win the Euro League. And as you can see, we're just going through all these rescheduled matches, which is a ridiculous amount. And as you can see there, Euro League objective wants to win the cup, which I find kind of ridiculous. Like, we don't have the best players in the world that we can just win absolutely everything. And we also get some of our inquiries back for Wilfried Bony and Emmanuel Emenike. And we cut out to some more inquiries, and some teams just wanted so much. And here Arsene Wanker started being a douchebag and tells us he has no intention of Laurent Koscielny joining our team, which I thought was kind of douchey. But here they didn't expect that much money for Agger, so I ultimately ended up putting in an offer for him. I think I ended up putting Michael Dawson in 7 million, which I figured would be a good deal for Agger, figuring that Dawson's value is 6.5, I believe, or 6. I'm not sure if it was 6 or 6.5. So it all ended up being 13.5 million if it was 6.5. So I figured that would be a fair deal if they wanted only 13 million. And here Borussia Dortmund said no to our Neven Subotic offer, so I just increased it 1 million to the same thing I offered for Agger. So pretty much, and here we go. The Liverpool, which not to my surprise, they accepted it, which I really didn't think was going to happen. But apparently they thought that was a good deal. But I think I got a steal for Agger there. And here we get an offer for William Gallas, who I have no plans of using at all whatsoever here at Tottenham. So I just counter offer. I just wanted to get as much as I could for him. So yeah, and here they get back to us for Gallas, and they ultimately say that they did not want to pay that much for him. I wouldn't pay that much for him, so it's all good. And then here I just go through the list of usually at the beginning I want to take all the young guys and send them up to the season loan list, but I forgot to, so now I'm just going to, so I started doing that now, and I also put some players up to transfer list that I didn't want. I believe I ended up putting Parker to the transfer list because he wasn't really going to be involved in the first team. If anything, he was going to play maybe 1 out of every 7 or 8 games for fitness reasons, but I figured I would just keep Sandro over him because Sandro is 23 years old and he will eventually start getting better. There's Andros Townsend, who I'm excited till the end of the season to get back because he's doing very good in real life right now at QPR. He's playing amazing. So hopefully he'll get good in this new update as well. I'm hoping he will. So now I'm just looking through who our most valuable players are. You see Dempsey, I wanted to put him on the transfer list because I don't really think he'll be needed at all on this team. But I can't because apparently Spurs thought it was a good idea to buy him. But I guess he's been doing okay for Tottenham in real life, but not good, not really the best in this game. And Adebayor is just a complete beast in this game. I also looked at Kabul. Really, it ends up going down because I'm going to get Agger, as you guys probably already know, because they've accepted the offer and whatnot. And so it was really between if I wanted to play Kabul, who I know will get, who I don't know he'll get good, but I'm just guessing he'll get good because if I give him the playing time, obviously he'll get good. So it was really between Kabul and Vertonghen. And my decision was made a lot easier later on in the episode, as you guys will see. So we successfully negotiated the signing of Daniel Agger, so he is now a first-team player. I saw they put automatically him to captain, and I was not okay with that. So as you can probably guess, who I would want to put as captain on this team is Gareth Bale. So I put him as captain of the team, and I have Gylfi taking, I think that's right corners, and Bale taking left corners. So that's going to work out well with their footedness, Bale being left-footed and Gylfi being right-footed. I'm usually going to call Sigurdsson Gylfi because I feel as though Gylfi is a lot more epic of a name than Sigurdsson. So I'm just going to keep calling him Gylfi if you guys are okay with that. And here we look at a left back because I was not okay with Benoit Asuakoto. I didn't feel like he would fit well with the play style. I like to play a lot of counter-attacking, fast-paced football in FIFA 13. So Benoit Asuakoto was definitely not in those plans, as I have Walker on right back, so he's a pacey customer, so I also want another fast fullback to be with Walker. So I took a look at Marcelo here, and he's really good in this game. He's 24 years old, so he'll get better, but there's apparently, according to this game, Ashley Cole is the best left back in the world. Now, some England and Chelsea fans could argue he's one of the best left backs in the world, but I don't think so. I don't really know who would be the best left back in the world, but in my opinion, I don't think Ashley Cole is the best left back in the world. I also took a look at Kieran Gibbs here because he's only 22 years old, and I figured he would get good. So, but I didn't end up putting in an offer for him because I wanted someone a bit higher rated, even though I know I have Walker, and he's 78, and Gibbs is 78. I just figured I would end up going with that. I ultimately ended up going with Alexandro here to put an offer. I think him and Marcelo, the only left backs I ended up putting offers in for. And I was really keen on getting Alexandro because if you guys watch Cal Freezy's career mode, he has gotten Alexandro in his Liverpool. And he's only done a few episodes with him. You know, I want to really play with Alexandro. I want to see how good he can get in this game. Also took another look at strikers just to see if there was just someone that could, because I have no striker substitutes at the moment, so I was just looking for someone I could maybe get, but there were only a couple that I really found interesting. I think I ended up putting in an offer for one or two. Oh, man, now I remember who I ended up getting, but I looked at Cardozo here because I remember his Ultimate Team card at 86 shooting, so I was just looking at his stats. He had 86 long shots. He's not the paciest customer though, so I ultimately didn't end up getting him. Really, ultimately, I'm saying ultimately a lot, but that's basically my connecting word with all these other ones. So that's what I'm going to end up, that's basically the word you guys are going to end up hearing a lot during these commentaries, because that's the word I like to use to basically say finally, instead of constantly saying finally. I'll maybe mix it up with finally and ultimately, but ultimately we can put in an offer for Seydou Doumbia because he is one pace demon, and wouldn't be sad if he was on our team. He is just a complete beast in this game. Also on the Ultimate Team, he is just fantastic. So also looked at Wilfred Boney again. I'm not sure if I ended up putting in an offer for him, but he is good in this game. you might know, oh, I did end up putting an offer for him. I just put in what his value was. He is not the fastest, but he has amazing. Like, he doesn't need to be the fastest if you have 93 strength, and like, I believe his heading accuracy was extremely high as well. So you would just be able to use Bale or Lennon or Gylfi and go down the side, cross it in, and you know Boney will get to it first and header it in. Also look to get an Emmanuel Emenike. I didn't end up putting in an offer for him because he was a bit lower rated than I thought he was going to be. In the new update, I think his overall went down, but it's okay. There's Petric, Croatian feller. Here's Danny Welbeck. I think I ended up I put in an offer for Danny Welbeck. I recently tried him out on Ultimate Team. I really liked how he plays and how he has a good roundedness about him as a striker. How he has the good pace, he has the good shooting, dribbling, and he also has, I believe, his Ultimate Team card at 79 headering or something. So I was keen on signing him, as well as I looked at Lassina Traore. There has 94 strength, like, and he's like, I believe he's like 6 foot. He's like 6'7" to 6'9", I believe. He's a really tall human being. So, and here I looked at Matias Suarez because I thought he was Luis Suarez's brother, but it turns out his nationality was Argentina, so apparently he wasn't. So that's when I stopped looking at these guys. And then we got an email for Seydou Doumbia. I think they were just telling me how much they wanted for him, but I already put in an offer for him. That didn't really matter that much. And here's our Fernando Torres inquiry. They have also Rafael Benitez being a douchebag and saying he does not want Torres on my team. And here they want us to increase the cash sum to 21 million basically for Andasso Acato for Marcelo, but I end up increasing it to 12.5 because sometimes the computer's just stupid and they accept a lot less than what they want. And here for Alex Sandro, they say that it's just not enough, so we increase it by 1 million. And Seydou Doumbia, they want 22 million, which I believe is kind of ridiculous. That's 33%. No, it's not. What am I talking about? That's 8 million more than his value, so they're kind of going overboard there with what they want for him. Here we put in another offer for Welbeck, 17 million. And here we go, Marcelo, they still want nearly 21 million, and then we get an offer for Yunus Kabul. And so they offered 9 million, which I guess was okay because that's his value, but I wanted to kind of keep Kabul, but if I was going to sell him, I wanted to sell him for a good amount of money. And here they want us to increase it to 12 million for Alex Sandro. So I think I ended up bumping it up to 7.5. Yeah, I did. So as you can tell, I'm obviously wanting to sign Alex Sandro. And again, they come back to CSKVA Moscow, I think, come back with us. They still want 22 million for Doumbia. They're not budging one bit. Here we get an offer for Scott Parker from Borussia Dortmund. They offered I believe it was 3.3, but I ended up counter offering 5 because Parker, I don't really care how much he ends up going for. I just want to dump the wage budget. And here we put in another offer for Welbeck, 1 million more than before. And Borussia Dortmund come back offering the same amount of money, so I just offer 5 million again. And then I'm getting an offer for Benoit Acato, 4.8 million for Bayer Leverkusen, and I send them an offer back for 6.5 million. And there's just the email telling us to get an offer for that. And we go back and we get an offer for Massimo Luongo from Dagenham for a season loan, so we just accept that. And then we got an email that we loaned him out. And Bayer Leverkusen come back with a 5 million offer, so I increase it to 7 million because I know Bayer have the money. So, and we get an offer here from QPR for 975k for Gallas. I was thinking about counter offering him. I'm like, oh, who cares? It's just going to be a waste of time and a waste of wage if we just keep him. So I just accepted it. So. And here we go, we get the Benoit Acato, and here we go, the Porto don't want to give us Sandro. Manchester United actually accepted our offer for Danny Welbeck, so we sent him an important first-team player and a 4-year deal. So there we submitted the contract offer. And then Bilbao get back, they don't think Kabul's worth that much, and the deal between QPR and Gallas has been finalized. Borussia Dortmund match our offer for Parker, so 5 million in our pocket. And here's our first friendly game. I decided to just play the first team. I didn't really care. And I just wanted to see how good we would sim. I'm not going to be simming any games, maybe a couple during the season just for fitness reasons. But reversing RCD Espanyol, Defoe gets a goal in the 26th minute to give us a 1-0 lead. We head into halftime with a 1-0 lead. And look what EA does. Okay, so they sub out Adebayor for Naughton, and Naughton is a right back, and he comes in and scores 5 minutes after being subbed on. I don't understand that one bit. Who puts in a right back for a striker, and then how does the right back manage to score? I don't get that. But Agger gets a win, and they're talking about how this might be Friedel's last year, which probably will end up being Friedel's last year because he is 41 years old. And they tell us we sold Parker, and Bayer Leverkusen actually ended up matching our offer. So, and here we ended up signing Danny Welbeck finally. So we accepted him, so he is officially a member of Tottenham Hotspur. So I was debating it, and I really came to the conclusion that he will be playing over Adebayor because Welbeck is young, and I want him to get good. So, and then he was just thinking about who I should take out because I want Adebayor in the subs. We're a striker sub, so I have a good depth for subs. I do have good depth for subs. I have 3 defensemen, a striker, and two midfielders, which I think is pretty decent. And here I look at Tom Carroll, who I forgot to put out on the loan list, and Jake Livermore, who I do want to put on the loan list as well. But so we go into our next friendly against Genoa, who have some good young talent. I think didn't Merkel go for Udinese? Yeah, I believe Merkel went to Udinese. And as you can see, Welbeck scores in his first game for Tottenham in the 16th minute. Vertonghen gets a yellow, and we go to halftime with a 1-0 lead. And the game was pretty much a stalemate after then. I believe the game ended up finishing 1-0. And Gylfi gets a yellow as well. And there weren't any stupid substitutions in this game, so I was happy for that. And the game finishes 1-0. Spurs beat Genoa. And then here we get a little news piece after the game telling us we beat Genoa 1-0 because I did not know that before. And here's Kabul telling us that he's worried that the press is telling him that he might not be a first-team player, so he wants a chance to show that he can be a first-team player. And there's Real Madrid splashing the cast for Rooney. And here's me putting in an offer for Alexandro, no player deal because I sold Parker and Asuakato, so I ended up putting in a deal for him. So we got extra money, and there's a transfer for Cameron Lancaster. Millwall wanted to get him for a loan, so I was like, okay, because that would make him a better player. And there's the email telling us, and here we go. I ended up playing Kabul for Vertonghen to see really who, because Vertonghen played 2 games, both were clean sheets, so I wanted to see if Kabul would keep that clean sheet thing going. And so I decided to play him against FC Nuremberg. And I believe this game was good. Sandro scored in the first minute, which I think is pretty cool. Good start to a game. And then Walker gets a yellow card in the 17th minute, and Walker ends up scoring in the 35th minute. We go into halftime 2-0. And as you can see here, Welbeck scores again for us, and he looks like he's doing good. And Adebayor subs in and scores as well. So I believe the game ends up finishing 4-0, so Kabul also gets a clean sheet. But my decision will be made a lot easier in the coming seconds for you guys, as it will show. And here we go, we get our offer accepted for Alexandro, so we put in the offer for him. We're giving him an important first-team player because I don't want to give him crucial. Because if we do end up not playing him for someone else, he will get mad. And Karim Benzema signs for Arsenal, which is highly unrealistic, but who cares? And I noticed that when we sold Asuakato, we ended up playing Ezekiel Friars on left back, and apparently he did a fantastic job because we got a clean sheet. So way to go, Ezekiel. And as you can see here, this is why my decision was made easier. Kabul suffered a broken ankle in training. He's out for 7 weeks, so that makes my decision a lot easier. So Vertonghen was going to play. Kabul actually went up in overall from the beginning of the simulation. So that is pretty good, but it looks like we'll have to wait 7 weeks for to see him in action again. So There goes Kabul into the reserves, unfortunately, for 7 weeks. Good thing we don't have a game for another 2.5 weeks, so that takes off some of the injury. And here we finalized the deal for Alex Sandro, so he is now part of Tottenham Hotspur, and we're going to put him in for Ezekiel Friars, even though Ezekiel Friars might be a hidden gem in this career mode. But Nuremberg was probably playing his second team while he was playing, so not something that he should be proud of. So we're going to put in Sandro for Ezekiel Friars here. And quickly what I want to talk about is how I'm going to be going with this career mode. I'm probably going to be putting 2 games an episode because I don't want you guys to be overloaded with episodes. So it'll probably be around 20 to 23 episodes a season. So my ultimate goal for this career mode is to probably win a Champions League and the BPL title in the same year, and that's when I'll move on to a different team. Here I just go quickly through the starting 11 that we will go to the season with. Lloris, Walker, Agger, Vertonghen, Sandro, Alexandro, Sandro, Lennon, Gylfi, Bale, Defoe, and Welbeck. And here we get a transfer offer for, if I would go into it, Christian Caballos for Charlton Athletic. They wanted for a loan, so I give it to him because I know Caballos ends up getting good because I've seen him be a first team at Tottenham after a couple of years in career mode. Here we get an offer from Stoke for Defoe, but I just reject it straight up, even though it was a good deal. I want to use Defoe because I like the way he plays in FIFA 13. And then we go get another rescheduled match and an offer for Sandro here, which ended up being an interesting saga. I countered 20 million because that's how much I feel around Sandro's worth, and they ended up coming back to me, I believe, and offering the exact same amount of money as because he's 16.5. So I counteroffer once again 20 million because they're being stubborn. So, and then a couple of days before our first game of the season, they actually do come back telling us they will offer 19.5. So I was okay with that, but I ultimately ended up rejecting the offer because I didn't really want to go through the hassle of having to sign a defensive mid before the first game of the season. So I just kept Sandro to myself, and here I ended up praising. A good thing to do in your career modes is praise your team at the press so they get good morale. It's the equivalent to morale of from Ultimate Team to career mode. Here we get an offer for Jake Nicholson from Wycombe Wanderers for loan, and another offer from Leo for Walker, which is a really good deal, but I do like Walker, so I ultimately ended up keeping him. And here we go, Aguero transfer demand, shocker. They do end up letting him leave, which is kind of cool. So I wanted to end him. I wanted to get him, but obviously I can't because of my budget restrictions. So here we are at the first game of the season, and Agger is going to make his debut. Don't worry, top story people. And that will be the end of this episode. The first game of the season will be in the next episode. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.